Melinda Doolittle didn't make it to the finale? Tori Kelly didn't make the top 12? Jennifer Hudson didn't win the whole thing? Keep watching for the surprising American Idol eliminations we still can't get over. Chris Daughtry was the favorite to win Season 5 of American Idol from the early days of the competition. It was for that reason that fans were so shocked to see him go after the top 4. Daughtry found himself in the bottom 2 with Katharine McPhee, who would end up coming in second that season. When it was announced that he was going home, fans, judges, and competitors alike were totally shocked. After the show, angry voters took to the internet and called in with complaints. They claimed that when calling in to vote for Daughtry, they were being redirected to vote for McPhee in some cases. Fans may have been bummed to see Daughtry go, but his career didn't end that night. He went on to sell millions of records after his time on the show, and even appeared on The Masked Singer as the Rottweiler in 2019. Michael Johns captured hearts early on in Season 7 of American Idol.
Randy, yes or no?
100,000,000% yes.
Paula?
Yes.
You're through, Michael.
Welcome to Hollywood, baby!
When he made it to the top 8, fans were already certain he had the competition on lock. But alas, he went home straight out of the top 8 in the shocker following his first time in the bottom 3. It seemed his fans were so sure he had it, they didn't bother to vote. Johns later told Access Hollywood, "That was a knife twister for sure. It was definitely a shock for me. First time in the bottom 3. I definitely didn't see it coming. Hey, it was good television, I guess." Sadly, 6 years after Johns appeared on Idol, he died at the age of 35 from an enlarged heart. Konstantin Maroulis competed in Season 4 of American Idol. Better known as the season Carrie Underwood took home the title. Maroulis was one of the 2 contestants who had benefited from the show upping its age limit to 28. He was immediately recognized as one of the fan favorites for his charismatic rocker persona. The judges were perhaps the most shocked at the decision to vote Maroulis out of the top 6. Judge Paula Abdul was seen crying alongside Maroulis' mother in the audience. It wasn't the end for Maroulis, however. Not only did he continue to have a successful career in music, but he also became the first American Idol contestant to be nominated for a Tony in 2009, when he was honored for his role in Rock of Ages. In Season 1 of American Idol, the elimination of frontrunner Tamyra Gray was met with a wave of boos and screams from the audience after Ryan Seacrest announced the surprising results. When it came time for the judges to address Gray for the last time, each stated their dissatisfaction with the night's outcome. Paula Abdul and Randy Jackson expressed their disappointment.
You know you're a superstar. You've made an unbelievable step. You're going to go farther beyond American Idol.
Even Simon Cowell, known for being incredibly blunt with the contestants, stated that he firmly believed the public voted wrong, calling the singer, quote, world-class. Since her elimination, Gray has proved that her talent is nothing to scoff at. She's gone on to release a debut album and has made numerous television and film appearances. Nowadays, singer, songwriter, and actor Tori Kelly boasts an impressive entertainment resume. However, back in 2010, Kelly appeared on Season 9 of American Idol as a contestant, singing John Mayer's Gravity in a captivating performance that sent her off to the next round of voting, impressing all the judges except Simon Cowell. Despite her obvious talent, Kelly was shockingly eliminated during Hollywood Week, being cut when the top 24 was turned into the top 12. Since then, Kelly has proved that her voice is far from the quote, almost annoying label that was given to her by Cowell after her audition. Kelly has made numerous notable accomplishments in the industry. Her 2015 debut album, Unbreakable Smile, reached number 2 on the Billboard 200. Kelly also won 2 Grammys, one for Hiding Place, which earned her Best Gospel Album, and one for her single Never Alone, which received the award for Best Gospel Performance/Song. In a 2018 Glamour article, Kelly stated this about her career: "I'm so glad I didn't compromise who I am, how I dress, or my beliefs, because now I get to stand on stage and I literally get to be myself." He might not have been eliminated from American Idol in the traditional sense, but Corey Clark's leave from the show still took fans by surprise. After making it to the final 9, Clark was dismissed after Fox learned that he had failed to share information about a prior arrest and misdemeanor charges of battery and resisting arrest. According to MTV News, Fox said, "The producers and network feel that Corey's behavior warrants his disqualification." In addition, the site stated at the time, Clark had become well known for choosing to party instead of rehearsing for the show's semifinal audition. Shockingly, Clark's story became even more bizarre after the singer made allegations in a 2005 article with MTV News where he claimed he had a 3-month affair with Paula Abdul. He also insinuated that Abdul gave him tips to impress fellow Judge Jackson. For her part, Abdul denied the claims. Later in 2013, The Hollywood Reporter stated that Clark was attempting to sue Fox, E! Entertainment, MTV News, and Viacom, in addition to other lawsuits for defamation regarding comments made on Clark's disqualification and the alleged fling. The Hollywood Reporter stated that Clark had lost his lawsuits against MTV News and Viacom the following year. In season 13 of American Idol, Malaya Watson's elimination caused upset among fans and Idol alumni. As reported by Parade, Watson was voted out after receiving the lowest number of votes for her performance of Chaka Khan's Through the Fire, which received fairly positive reception from the judges. Unfortunately for Watson, the judges' save had already been used previously on fellow contestant Sam Wolf. Fans weren't the only ones disappointed to see Watson eliminated. Judge Jennifer Lopez praised Watson's talent, saying, "As far as God-given talent, as far as voices go, she's probably the best here." Lopez also factored in Watson's age in relation to her work as an artist, saying, "You need time to learn control. You need time to learn your voice. She's just learning herself. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot from her in the future." In season 6 of Idol, both fans and the judges were shocked when Ryan Seacrest announced that Melinda Doolittle would not be moving on to the finale. The audience responded with shouts, and the camera caught the look of shock on the face of fellow contestant and future season winner Jordan Sparks. Ryan Seacrest went on to call Doolittle, quote, "one of our best singers ever," telling the performer that her future was bright. Afterward, all the judges went on to praise Doolittle. A Today article addressing the elimination even referred to her as the best contestant, citing the judges' steady praise of Doolittle's performances and their shock of her elimination as proof that the singer should have made it to the finale.
Melinda, just watching you, I feel like you're just feeling so much joy, and it's exciting. I'm one big goosebump.
As predicted, Doolittle has made notable achievements since leaving Idol. She went on to release her debut album, Coming Back to You, in 2009, a follow-up album in 2013, and she has even ventured into voice acting. In a surprising season 11 elimination, Colton Dixon ended up with the lowest amount of votes. Due to the judges' save being used the prior week to save Jessica Sanchez, he had no chance of redemption and was ultimately sent packing. The results surprised many viewers, considering Dixon had been considered a frontrunner, and before that week had never been in the bottom 3. Still, Dixon responded to the announcement gracefully, claiming that he, quote, needed to apologize for the previous night. In a follow-up interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Dixon stated that he'd expected to be in the bottom that week, knowing that he'd, quote, strayed too far from who I was, and acknowledged that he had made a mistake by choosing a Lady Gaga song. He further explained this opinion, stating that even though he had nothing against Lady Gaga or the music choice, quote, it wasn't quite me, before stressing the importance of choosing the right song for an Idol performance. Despite being a consistent performer and a fan favorite, James Durbin was voted off season 10 of Idol in a shocking elimination that saw the artist finish in 4th place. After receiving a round of applause, Ryan Seacrest stated that the show was fortunate to have Durbin and, after his final performance, called him, quote, the reason why we do this show. The camera also showed Jennifer Lopez crying as she gave the rocker a standing ovation. Durbin said, I did so much stuff that's never been done on the show before, in my eyes, in my mind, and what I believe is that I did what I came here to do, and that was to give Metal a chance. Since his surprise exit from Idol, the artist has continued to follow his passion. Durbin went on to release his debut album, Memories of a Beautiful Disaster, in 2011. In a recent interview with Lookout Santa Cruz, Durbin spoke about settling down in his hometown after living in Nashville from 2017 to 2019 during his time with the band Quiet Riot. The performer continues to craft new music, with his latest album, The Beast Awakens, expected to release in February. In season 9, American Idol viewers were shocked when fan favorite Siobhan Magnus was eliminated. While receiving a standing ovation from the audience, Ryan Seacrest said Magnus had, quote, an independent spirit, laser focus, incredible work ethic. After her final performance, Randy Jackson said to Magnus, I think that you got an amazing career in front of you. Later, an MTV News article reflected on Magnus's departure, saying that the results came as a huge surprise, considering Idol critics had expected fellow contestant Michael Lynch to be the one to go home. Later, during an interview on KRKZ's Steve and Janet show with other Idol finalists, Magnus voiced some previously unmentioned issues she'd had during her time on the show. First, she stated that her opinion of Simon Cowell differed from the other season's contestants because she was on Cal's last season on the series, saying, it was so obvious to us that mentally he was already moved on to the next show. Magnus went on to criticize his behavior and his criticisms of her, saying they were mostly based on her appearance and not her singing. Jennifer Hudson's American Idol journey was not as promising as the career that followed. Her killer vocals won many people over during her time on season 3 of Idol. In fact, she was one of 3 black women showcasing some serious promise, the other 2 being LaToya London and Fantasia Barrino. The 3 divas shocked many by ending up in the bottom 3 during one round. Of the 3 women, Hudson was the first sent home. Elton John, the week's guest judge, was a big fan of Hudson's from the start. He later slammed how the results show played out, telling Entertainment Tonight, the 3 people I was really impressed with, and they just happen to be black, young female singers, and they all seem to be landing in the bottom 3. They have great voices. The fact that they're constantly in the bottom 3, and I don't want to set myself up here, but I find it incredibly racist. Hudson's career didn't suffer for the loss. She still signed a deal with Arista Records. 2 years later, she would steal the show and earn a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for her role as Effie White in Dreamgirls. She's also released countless amazing songs, winning 2 Grammys in the process. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite reality show contestants are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.